Hey guys, and welcome back to this place. If you are new, then welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, and today we are watching season 2, episode 14 of Battlestar Galactica. There are not even 14 seasons, thank goodness, because I would be here forever watching it. Although, I did watch Supernatural, so it's doable. Anyway, last time on Battlestar Galactica, we had the episode where Rosalind sort of made the connection between Gaius and Six. We'll see in this episode to what extent and how much validity she places on her mind and her ability to remember correctly in the state that she was in the last episode. We also had Gaius sort of getting the letter from Rosalind, which he technically wasn't supposed to read because she technically never died, and so therefore he didn't become president. But essentially, even though he saved her life, of course she wrote this before, he discovered that she does not currently trust him, nor has she ever really trusted him, and she kind of went in on him a little bit in the letter. So he kind of flip-flopped and is now fully on Team Cylon. Well, I don't know that he's fully on Team Cylon, but he definitely sent the nuclear warhead to Six with the glasses. So I don't know. It's gonna be iffy. We also, what else did we have? Rosalind lived, now she's cured because of the human Cylon hybrid baby and the fact that they can basically make a cure, or the implication is that whatever is in this baby's blood will end up being like a cure-all for human diseases, which is kind of ironic because the Cylon human hybrid is supposed to be like the end of humanity. And yet it could literally, or they could literally save humanity. So that's interesting. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm done rambling. Let's just watch this episode and see what happens next now. Okay. Lee episode. Oh. Lee, what you doing? Lee, let's not hold guns on people. I would not count on that at this exact moment. They really like their 48 hours earlier this season, huh?
Hey, don't go.
Sorry.
Who is she? Is she just a random person we don't know yet?
If I hold up Galactica's raptor, Ty'll have my ass.
Which we both know currently belongs to me.
Damn. Are they... dating might be too strong a term.
I'm afraid during my illness I lost focus. I let something slide.
That's behind us now.
Yes, it is.
I wonder if now that she's alive, for good, they're gonna deal with the fact that they, kissed.
They're turning to the black market.
It's the nature of the beast. People want what they want.
Okay.
Bottom line is I'm implementing a new fleet-wide trade policy. We need to be in control of our supply chain, not black market thugs.
Admiral, if you want Pegasus to run these dogs down, you just give us the word.
All right.
Our people will do whatever it takes to get this under control.
Did we not learn about saying whatever it takes? I mean, technically that was Ty, but I'm just saying. Doesn't usually work out well.
Dharma supports her, at least for the moment.
Well, then so do I, just for the moment. And by the way, did you get the cigars I had sent over?
I not only got them, I enjoyed them as well.
Oh, my pleasure, Mr. Vice President. Look forward to our next visit.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I like this dynamic that's building of Fisk and Gaius. Is that the one that's on Cloud 9, or is that somebody from No, it's not her. Okay. So was that somebody back on Caprica that he was with?
Paya,
Hey, sweetie.
Oh,
you seem to get an inch taller every time I see you.
she has a little girl. She's cute.
I have a special surprise for you.
What is it? Candy. Oh. Why was she scared of the doll?
You just surprised her.
Should have brought candy. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to ask for an extra 100 since you spent the night.
Oh, is this a transactionary thing? I'm not judging. I'm just curious. That's the guy that Lee had the gun on in the beginning. Okay, I'm confused. I'm trying to figure this out. I know that sometimes, like, people who have organized crime rings also have ins with, like, police or detectives. In this case, maybe military. So I'm wondering if he has an in with Fisk so that they kind of, like, can slide under the radar and not get repercussions for what they've been doing. I wonder if they're from, like, Pegasus. Okay, so my thing, either that's like somebody he left behind, like a romantic partner, or it could be like his mother from when he was a child. There's not any real clear indication of, like,
I'm just getting
what it
started,
is.
but from the looks of him, I'd say he was Garrett.
Oh, wait.
This is the last thing we needed.
Oh, he's actually dead? I thought that they were, okay, I thought that they were just gonna, like, okay. Ignore everything I just said. What the?
Find anything else, let me know right away.
If I find anything else, I may retire early.
Someone's sending us a message.
Yeah, I really thought that he was gonna be on it for, like, a lot longer. Who's gonna take over the Pegasus now?
We've both been through an awful lot, so
I think you should check in on
I
your
hope
son.
that we've grown stronger for it.
You have, but he's not doing well.
Need your help.
I'll call up a flight to Pegasus right away.
You might want to send Sam. The Confession one. Starbuck with him. Can I just say, this area, very unlucky area of the Pegasus to try to keep living on. You know, I would just avoid this this room in particular if I was in charge of the Pegasus, because it's 2 for 2 on, like, killing the captains at the moment. Captain, whoever leads the... E.T. This is going in a very interesting direction. Oh, does he not know?
Oh my god.
He doesn't know. Yep.
His personal log shows that he was rerouting supply runs, on and offloading freighters without command authorization. I also found a small warehouse of high-value merchandise in his quarters.
He was working the black market. We crossed one of his suppliers on a deal.
Yeah.
That would explain the qubits that Cottle found.
Cubits. So that's what the Q was.
Lee, I'm scared.
Okay. I feel so bad for her. Sorry. I don't know why she's getting to me. I wonder how long their relationship's been going on.
Is your wife around, Colonel?
No.
Good. Oh,
Is this hers?
Ellen Ty, E.T. Not the extraterrestrial.
Where the hell did you find it?
On Pegasus.
Do you think he sold it for booze? Or traded it?
You must have known she was trading with Fisk.
Nothing illegal about that?
Not yet.
Including you.
So he does know.
Doesn't make us right, Colonel. Just a whole lot of people wrong.
Alright.
Permission to speak frankly, sir.
You don't need my permission, and you don't need the sir.
Maybe that's the problem. I don't really know what to think anymore, so I'll just ask. Is this going somewhere? Please don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. Our time together, our workouts. Something's changed between us.
I thought she was with Billy. The truth, probably?
And don't say anything.
You know, I will say, during that one scene where they were, like, practicing in that one episode, I was like, and then Billy walked in, remember?
Oh my God. What did they do?
They said they knew about you and me. They wanted to know what we've been talking about.
Alright, get what you need. I'm taking you and Paya back to Galactica.
Wait, who beat her up? Was it the guy who killed Fisk?
What are you gonna tell them about us?
I know what this is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, bro, you need to stop it. Siobhan, girl, could use your help right now.
I hear any more talk about Fisk, I'm gonna send your horror back to you piece by piece, and then I'm gonna start with a little girl. I know who you are. I know whose son you are.
Then you know what a fucking big
I don't care.
mistake this is. You're stupid.
You tell Adama to let it go.
Are you stupid? You're stupid. You're stupid. Okay, cool. Glad we could, clear that up. You kill Fisk, sure. That sucks for Adama. You kill his son? You injure his son? Okay, so it was romantic interest. He can't hide that with his uniform. Also, just, saying.
You wanted to see me, Madam President.
Thank you for coming, Doctor.
What is going to happen here?
I'm never quite sure where we stand with each other, Doctor.
I think the feeling is, or was, mutual.
I sense that there is some unease in you about assuming the presidency, and I'd like to offer you an out.
You what?
Resign. Return to your scientific work on Galactica, Doctor. This is a one-time offer.
So she is trusting her memory.
I've never been particularly interested in politics. I never wanted to be the vice president until this very moment. Because right now, I can't think of anything I want more.
It's your fault.
Whatever happened, looked like you found your guy. Councilman Zarek.
This is Fisk's log. He says... Why do you think Fisk approached me?
To frame him, probably.
So you're trying to tell me that you turned him down? Why didn't you bring it to the quorum?
Did you really expect some utopian fantasy to rise from the ashes?
Capitalism wins again.
You know something, don't you?
Rumors are information.
There's a freighter, Prometheus.
Prometheus. I wonder what the story is here. Like, what happened? Could he not commit? Was he going away? Like, Why is he thinking about it now instead of, like, ever before, you know? Where is Starbuck in all this? Because I don't think she would approve.
Aya. Aya.
Aww.
I can see why you want her back. She's one of my best.
One of yours.
Is he like a he runs the brothel?
Despite the president's objections, the fleet needs us. Without us,
And what about those children outside?
everyone has needs. I'm not like my old man, Captain. And you are not like him.
Wait, what are they doing to the kids, though? Like, I'm concerned, you know?
And all of you will live.
Sorry, the little girl's been paid for.
Excuse me? No. Been paid for? What the hell do you mean by that? Nuh-uh. You are selling little children. There is no fair offer.
Yeah, you're probably right about everything.
Mm-hmm. Selling kids
You're not gonna shoot.
for one. He doesn't have to shoot you in the head, to be fair.
You're not gonna shoot.
Oh, damn.
So you're still in business?
But there's limits.
For now. But if there are any more killings, if you hold back essential medicines, if you ever touch a child...
Thank you. Gone. Done. Like that guy. Phelan.
It's over. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay.
Lee,
Hey,
let go.
Siobhan, it's over.
Stop. I can't be what you want me to be.
I don't want you to be anything.
You want me to be her.
Oh, he didn't want kids? Oh. Oh. I mean, maybe not biologically, but it doesn't mean that she couldn't be his. If y'all both wanted that, and Paya wanted that as well, I mean.
Commander Fisk's murder has been resolved. That's all, Madam President.
Not quite.
Excuse me?
What about this ship Prometheus?
Ooh.
I understand it's the hub of the fleet's black market.
We will keep an eye on them.
Keep an eye on him.
Yep.
Not exactly the solution I had in mind. Admiral?
I've given Lee full authority on this issue. The decision is his.
There will always be some kind of black market. At least this way, I know names, I know faces, I know where they are, and we will monitor the situation.
There's limits. There's rules. I mean, I agree. The thing is, you can never fully get rid of that. And it's necessary in a way, right? Look at Derek. He in there. It's less cute. It's less cute. It's less cute.
Ever since you ejected from the Blackbird, you've been different. I just trying to understand.
Well, like you said, Dad, we've all been through a lot.
Open communication.
Fair enough.
No. Adama, you need to push your son a little bit more.
You should have told me about the woman.
He found out. Oh, I was hoping that scene would like continue on for a little bit longer. A little bit longer than that, you know. I feel like this episode is much more of like an introspective look at Lee and what he's going through and his life. It had some shocking moments, do not get me wrong, and I will talk about them. It was more of a character study type of episode. I'm also very curious where Starbuck was in this episode because we did not see her a single time. And I'm trying to remember if we saw her at all last episode either. I don't think we did. They really love to do like a 48 hours earlier, 72 hours earlier sort of situation. But I'm curious as to what your guys' thoughts on doing that is as like a formula, because I know it bothers a lot of people. They don't like to be like put into the middle of the action and then taken out of the action and thrown back to the beginning. I don't know. I'm of two minds about it. I think it builds suspense, right? Because you're waiting for the moment that you saw at the beginning. And then in a way it is kind of like a mini spoiler, right? Because you're like, you know what's going to happen at some point. So you're kind of waiting for that moment to get there. So it could build suspense. Here, I don't know. I think that the pacing of this episode is not my favorite. I really like a lot of aspects of this episode, but I think the pacing of it maybe could use some work. And I think that the 48 hours earlier thing kind of messes with the pacing of it a little bit. Although I will say that the pacing feels a little bit disjointed, but I also think that that is a tool that the show is using because we're looking at Lee in this episode. It's told from Lee's point of view. Like almost every scene is Lee. So it makes sense in a way because I think that his mind is supposed to feel really disjointed right now. I think that he feels very unsure and like confused since he came back from ejecting in the Blackbird. So in the way that it mirrors the way that Lee is feeling, it's good. And if they're using it as a tool to do that, then that's good. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Moving on from that to like the heart of this episode, which is just Lee and what he's going through now and what he's been going through since Caprica, right? I think that everybody has different boiling points, right? Like everybody has a different moment that is going to be that moment for them where everything sort of catches up to them and they can't bury their feelings anymore and they have to confront them. Because fun fact, burying your feelings and just ignoring the hell out of them does not work forever. It can work for a very, very long time. A very long time. But at some point, it's just going to come back up and you're going to be forced to confront it and it's going to really fucking suck, right? So I think that that moment is happening for Lee. Like, I talked about this a few episodes ago. I can't remember exactly when, but it was when, you know, we were ending the one chapter and sort of transitioning into the other. It's when they were building the Blackbird, right? And we're sort of closing the chapter of Caprica, of just them existing on pure survival mode, and then they're having to find something to hope for, to search for within themselves, to find a reason to keep going, to like, you know, I'm gonna edit it out, but just so you guys know, like my brain is really buffering today. I have tried to talk about this so many times and like just stopped mid-sentence. So take number 800. So in this sort of transitionary period from survival mode to what is beyond survival mode for the fleet is where we sort of find Lee in this episode and what he's been confronting, I think, since he ejected from the Blackbird and sort of did see his life flash before his eyes and sort of questioned whether or not the life that he's living now is one that he deems worth it, like whether he sees sort of purpose and a meaning in that life. I think that what we saw in this episode was really Lee's struggle with this idea that he had on Caprica, right? Which is he fell in love. She wanted more. She wanted kids, probably marriage, like a life with him to like start building a life together. And Lee was scared of that. So he kind of ran from it, thinking, you know, like we all think, that he had more time. And he didn't. He didn't have more time, you know? And I think that now he's sort of confronting the reality that if he does want that, it's going to be much more difficult now to get it. One, he has to find somebody to fall in love with. Two, they have to want to have kids in this world. Three, he has to want to have kids in this world. You know, there's lots of added layers of complication to falling in love, starting a family now in space, constantly on the run from the Cylons, with a constant threat of death of humanity sort of looming in the background, you know? I think that I really like the fact that this episode really sort of focused on Lee and the idea that he did want this family, right? And that he now sort of feels like he gave that up, and for what? And I think it's cool that we are seeing that through a male character's perspective, right? Of wanting a family and sort of feeling like he gave it up and he lost it for pursuit of career because of fear, because of this idea that, you know, like I said, we always think that we have more time. I think it's really refreshing to see from a male character's perspective, because we don't often see that in media. That being said, I'm very worried about Paya and like all of the other little kids, right? I think that what Lee did saved Paya and those kids that were trapped or whatever, right? But I'm very concerned that they were being sold. I'm very concerned who was buying them, what the purpose of that, like why they were buying them. Like, it's very concerning to me, right? Because I don't know if it's like people are buying them just because they really want kids and they're gonna like love them and be great to them. Like, I feel like that's kind of the naive solution or like idea of why, but yeah, I'm gonna choose to believe that that's it, because I'm not gonna deal. Yeah. You guys understand. I just don't want to imagine anything else for those poor children. So we're going to imagine that. But just know I'm very concerned. And like, I saw Zarek and Prometheus post, what's his name? Phelan or whatever, right? Zarek, I kind of like you, okay? Like, I don't love you, but like, I teeter on liking you. Don't sell children. Because then, like, there's no teetering. You're down there, okay? That's all I'm saying. Also, can I just say that after seeing the entire episode, I think I was pretty much right about Fisk and Phelan and their sort of interactions, right? Like, he was like the dirty cop, right? Like, he was the person on the payroll of the bad guys that was in on it. Yeah? Like, that's who he was. I did not think for 1 second that he was actually going to die, though. Like, not this quickly, not in this episode, not in that moment. Like, they got me with that. Who is going to run the Pegasus now? Again, my best piece of advice for whoever it is, don't go in that room. Don't go in that room. You know, maybe make that room like, I don't know, a room where people don't go in. Do those exist on ship? Like, it's got some bad luck in it, you know? People walk into that room, they die. In particular, if you are like running the ship and you walk into that room, somebody is going to be in there, they're going to be waiting for you, they're going to kill you. There is a clear pattern here. can I just say, and I said it during the episode, but like Phelan, for like a mob boss type pimp ringleader type character, like you're dumb. He's dumb. Like he went after Adama Lee. Like if that wasn't already a bad idea because it's Lee, do you think that if something were to happen to Lee, that Adama wouldn't spend every last ounce of energy he had hunting your ass down to fucking kill you? Because he would. Clearly this man does not know Adama, okay? Because like I can tell you that hurting Lee, killing Lee would have been a massive mistake if you ever hoped to continue doing what you were doing, you know? Also, can I just say, I like Siobhan. I feel bad for her. I think that Lee had the capacity to care about her. You know, I do agree that he probably, with her assessment of what happened, right? That he was using her to fulfill this fantasy of this person that he used to love, and this idea that they had actually become something and had a kid, and like he was using her as a form of escapism from his life and what he's actually dealing with. And I don't know, I find that really sad for her. Like, I hope that she's able to find somebody that is going to love her for who she is and that will be a father to her child. And I mean, I don't think that it couldn't have been Lee, but I do think that it probably isn't Lee, and that he's probably not ready for that, especially if he's using you as a surrogate for somebody else, you know, like that's not the best. Yeah, I don't know. I liked her. She was a nice character. She was very likable. I completely understand her motivations. Like, what would you not do to protect your child? What would you not do to save your child if they're struggling, if they're sick, if they're dying? Like, what would you not do? Like, nothing. Like, I don't even have kids, but like the people that I love, there's nothing I would not do if they were hurt or sick or dying to try to save or help them. Like you know, like there's just, I understand that desperation. I hope we see her again. I would be interested in seeing her again and her having a happy ending, you know. I think it's also worth talking about Gaius and Rosalind's interaction and sort of confrontation in this episode, because you guys, I feel like that was Rosalind sort of laying down the gauntlet, right? She's like, in her mind, right? She's like, I know what you did. I will not let you become president. I don't trust you. I know that you were with Six. I know that you recognized her, didn't say anything. Like, I don't trust you. I definitely think that she remembers. I definitely think she is putting credence to her memories. I think that she is believing herself. I mean, as we know, she should, because it is the truth. I like that Gaius is not backing down, though. Like, I do like that. I like him as a character. You guys, I struggle with Rosalind. I've been struggling with Rosalind more and more this season because I feel like she's making decisions that I just am having a more and more difficult time rationalizing or thinking are good decisions, right? Like, I understand she wants to be like tough on crime, you know. I'm not gonna touch that in relation to our world. But I think that Adama and Lee are right in this, and Ty, right? Like, the black market is always going to exist, and you just have to sort of, like, as long as there's limits to it, as long as it's controlled in some way, as long as there's like hard lines that they can't cross, then I think that it's okay, right? It got Paya the antibiotics that she needed. She would have died, probably. You know, like, I think that when the system is not built in your favor, then sometimes you have to like go around the system to have a fighting chance. And I really liked, who was it? Who said it? Somebody said, like, did you really think it was going to be like a utopia? Like, and I just think that is such a sad but like true sort of statement and indictment sort of our society, right? Like, we have a chance, like they have a chance to rebuild it from the ground up, to make it different. And it's still the same. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's still a hierarchy. There's still people who are in need and are not getting help. Like, there's still people that are struggling. There's still people who are better off and people who are worse off. And it's just like, the problem is in like Battlestar Galactica world too, right? They're sort of stuck because they can't really go off and form their own societies. Like, they're running from the Cylons. They need the military to protect them, to keep living. They need the supplies. They need somewhere to go. They need hope. They have to fall in line. So you can't blame them when they like fall in line a little bit crooked, you know? Like, it's okay. My point being, I know I went like this to get there. I feel like Rosalind is becoming more and more hard, and where she should be like softening, you know? Like, she's not really being super understanding. She's not trying to see where other people are coming from. I feel like she started off very kind and understanding of other people and other situations and stuff. And it seems like the longer we go on, like the more hardened she becomes. And I struggle with that a little bit, you know, because like it makes it hard to root for me personally. Also, you guys, and I'm sorry, I did not mean to leave this until the very end. Can someone explain to me? Because like I said during the episode, I saw the moment between Lee and Dee in that one episode. And then Billy was like in the doorway and I was like, Billy does not like to see this. Kind of jokingly, but I was like, what is this tension there? But I ignored it because I was like, well, she's with Billy still, you know, clearly. And then this happened in this episode and I'm like, was there more that I missed? Because I feel like they had moments that felt more like friendship. But now I'm like, what did I miss? Because I did not see that. Except for in that one moment, like I said. Also, it kind of makes Dee and Billy like a little bit less cute because girl's like got one foot out the door. She's like, hey Lee, you and me? No? Hey Billy. You know what I mean? It's like, I understand there's limited options in this like post-apocalyptic sort of world, but I just feel like if she's already eyeballing someone else when she's with Billy, then like, you know, just maybe exit that relationship because I don't know that it's for you. You know, I don't think that you're in it. I still love Dee. This is no hate towards her. Like, I mean, honestly, I would choose Lee over Billy. I'm sorry, but like, I usually feel like I'm pretty good at subtext, and I just like, that was like, let me know if you guys saw that like a lot more than I did, because that kind of threw me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when she's like, what's going on? I'm like, what is going on? Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on it, but yeah. I don't have a lot more to say about Lee, but I do just want to say that I really appreciate seeing his struggles in this episode. I wish that he would talk about them a little bit more. I wish that I didn't have to like sort of piece together his struggles and sort of try to like form it into a cohesive whole and like figure out like that I think that this is what he's going through and why he is acting the way he is, and I could just have those words out of his mouth. But I understand that, you know, he's not the best with talking about his feelings. He's definitely not the worst. to be fair. But he's not the best. Would have loved to have seen like a conversation between him and Starbuck maybe in this episode. Again, I definitely think that this episode was missing her, because usually we have like a Lee-centric episode. Like we would see Starbuck somewhere in the periphery, but we didn't see her at all. And again, it could just be the actress had something else to do. She couldn't be in this episode. Could just be that they wanted to focus on Lee, and like have any and all distractions away. It is interesting to me though that in an episode that was so heavily focused on Lee's romantic life, right? Why did it take me that long? Do you see, you guys? My brain is buffering. That we didn't have Starbuck at all. We had D, and no Starbuck. Just interesting, you know? As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want, you can watch the next episode right now over on Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can also watch my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode of Battlestar Galactica over there as well. Until next time. Bye, guys.